Let me show you how I make holographic stickers. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using my Silhouette Portrait 4 and the ES mat. Now, since I'm using Silhouette Studio, I just made sure that my images that I was going to print and cut were loaded. And what you see me doing here is just adding an offset. This is a personal preference because I want my stickers to have almost like an outline to cut around and not exactly on the image. Now, for a second, I'm going to remove my actual stickers and then keep the background, group everything together, and change the color to white so I can actually get a visual representation of what my stickers are going to look like once they are cut out. Then I'll group everything together and move it over to the page and line it up so that it's inside the printing area and make sure it's not too close to the registration marks. When I'm ready to print, I just went over to File, Print, and then I went ahead and sent this to my printer while also making sure that my printing preferences were exactly how I wanted them, which is best print on plain paper. While that's printing, I'm going to make sure that my cut settings are ready to go. So what I do is select the entire page and make sure that only the edge will be cut. So I come over and select cut edge only. I then go over to my Portrait 4, turn it on, and also turn on the ES mat. This is known as the electrostatic mat, which has an electrical conductive network that builds up that static electricity to hold materials in place during cutting. So no need for a sticky mat and your project won't end up curling or tearing. I also selected my pre-saved settings, and this was tedious to kind of find what works for me, but with these stickers, my saved settings are blade depth of 8, force of 25, speed of 4 with 2 passes. Once my printing was done, I gave it a couple of minutes for the ink to dry, and this is a holographic sticker paper that we're going to put on top of this. What I like to do is stay really far away from the registration marks. If not, your machine, any machine you have, is going to have a hard time reading it because of the holographic sticker paper. So I kind of basically measure this so that it fits exactly right over the printed area. It's obviously going to differ from print to print. Once I'm sure and positive I have it exactly where I want it, I make sure to hold it down with one hand. Do not move whatsoever. Hold your breath. Don't blink. And then cut a small piece of that backing, and then you just squeegee it out. What I did was flip the sticker paper towards me, and then with my squeegee, just squeegee the rest of that paper backing right off. Using my squeegee, I just made sure that there was no air pockets and no air bubbles, but if you do it this way, I promise you that you should have none of those. I took it over to my ES mat, and then while on my ES mat, I decided to also squeegee any air bubbles that might be trapped underneath, just to make sure that it is holding on tight to that ES mat. I guided my ES mat in, sent it to print, and that's all you do. You let it cut, you let it do its thing, and once this is done, all of your stickers just stay on the ES mat, and you can either just pick them up individually, dump them to the side, but there's no tearing, there is no sticky mat, there is no residue. I love this feature. And in my humble opinion, there is no better cutting machine for stickers than a Silhouette machine. I made all of these for my friend. Let me know what you think and comment the word holographic to get all the supplies I use.